Hello. I'm starting early, or late, or early, and the camera looks dark, and I don't know why. It's that weird thing where I use the camera in some other application and it doesn't work right. Hi, I'm Scott. Anyway, whatever. It smells like cigarettes in here. That's disgusting. I hate cigarettes. There's no smoking in this building. Somebody is awful. Someone is awful. I might have an awful neighbor. Anyway, it's also on the 6th floor, so it's not somebody outside, I don't think. Anyway, hi, it's me, Scott. Sorry to open with complaints. I just really don't like cigarettes. And so today we were going to get into our radialness. We're going to actually start like plotting some kind of radial designs, but then I decided to not do that because I was looking more, we did that spherical harmonics thing and I was just so taken with it. The super shape thing, and I was so taken with it. And I was, basing it off Dan Schiffman had done a version, and he was using an equation from Paul Bork? Yeah, and then I was looking around Paul Bork's site, and I saw some other stuff that just seemed cool, and one of the things that seemed cool, one of the things that I'm curious about is what's going on here. What is happening? We need some different wallpaper. Look how dark why is the camera dark? Can't be bothered. I would have to restart the computer and then it would suddenly work correctly, even though I've hand tweaked every setting of this camera. Okay, we're getting some good Norwegian wallpaper. That's what we do now. Kind of like that thing. Not really our normal wallpaper style. Nice gentleman, enjoying some thank you coffee. Oh, I realized it didn't. Okay, we'll hope for the best concerning Backblaze. Did I move to Norway? Well, I kind of like that one, but only kind of. Whoa, head lasers. Is this that same place again? Just like further along? I can't even tell. I should really actually pay attention to this Norwegian hand. I've seen that one before, that place before. Come on, Norway. Okay, that's not bad. Let's go with this. So, I'm frustrated for a number of reasons, because life is frustrating. But apparently the videos I've been uploading to YouTube, at least the recent ones, there's audio sync issues, and YouTube doesn't give you a way to just replace videos. So I have to take the old ones down and upload new ones, and then the dates will be out of order, which drives me insane. I really don't like it when dates are out of order. I'm just cranky today, I guess. But the cigarettes are not helping. The cigarette smell is adding to the crankiness. Okay, but let's try to get uncranky by looking at some formulae. So Paul Bork's site is kind of amazing. Feels weird to show his phone number and email on screen, but it's on his website, so I guess he's all right with that. So he has all kinds of. The site's kind of amazing because it seems like kind of unassuming until you look at some of these topics and sort of dive into them. So we want to know about geometry, surfaces, curves, polyhedra. He has so many, contouring algorithm, polygonizing a scalar field, hyperspace. What I got interested in, so somewhere in here I think is the super shape stuff. Yeah, so this is kind of like the foundation of what we had worked on earlier in the week, which is cool, and I enjoyed it. But in looking around, there's this other thing, the spherical harmonic visualization. I do want to caveat here. Commonly called spherical harmonics, so they are only remotely related to the mathematical definition found in the solution of certain wave functions. Most notable, the eigenfunctions of angular momentum operation. Okay, so maybe what I'm taking from that is maybe we really shouldn't call these spherical harmonics, but maybe we do. Maybe that is what we call them, because I don't know what else to call them. So it doesn't seem too complicated. And I like these renders. In fact, it's funny because these kind of are in the realm of the thing we did earlier this week. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what technique was used to render these, but I'm thinking what we end up with is probably not going to look too different from these, just because they'll be kind of additive clouds of particles. So what we want, it's weird because in this case, okay, it's here. Yeah. So this is the formula. And this was that same thing where we have the foundation of this already, which is there's a way to draw, you can draw a circle with polar coordinates if you know an angle and a radius, right? That's pretty easy. If I say I start here and the radius is the length of my arm, if I just change this angle, I will eventually draw a circle. So I should probably need like a pen or something to show that example. Anyway, so that's an interesting distinction, because when we think of versus the normal way we draw things on screen, which is Cartesian coordinates, which is XY coordinates, which is like you go over this way for X and go this way for Y in a 2D space, and then usually we go this way for Z. But you on a 2D plane at least, and presumably on a 3D plane, I guess there's some sort of spherical coordinate system. In fact, there is. You need two angles though. You need phi and theta. So phi is the lines of latitude, and that is going to range from 0 to 2 pi. And that's, wait, that doesn't seem right. Really? Okay, so sorry, phi is 0 to pi. Lurk, Draclin, how's it going? The music seems a little loud today for some reason. Maybe it's just because I'm agitated. It's an agitating kind of day. So phi ranges from 0 to pi, and that is how we draw lines of latitude. Theta ranges from 0 to 2 pi. Yes, that's right. The reason being, so 0 to pi is 180 degrees. So that means we're making like a sweep like this, right? These are our lines of our latitudes. Or I mean, you could do it either way, but we're making like a semicircle halfway. And then at every single point of that semicircle, we're going to go 360 degrees, or in radians, 2 pi, around like this. So this doesn't look like a very hard formula. It looks like there's a lot of parameters. There's M0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 parameters. And they can range from 0 upwards. All the examples here have a maximum degree of 6. What's wrong with 64, 64, theta and phi, 60%. So this is kind of, we're pretty set up for this. So my hope is that this does not, that this is not too terrible. And this is interesting, like this is actually drawing the quads, like doing vertices and drawing the quads, which that would be kind of an interesting, like, I mean, we could do that. We could generate that geometry in Unity, but it would just be drawing a sphere. And we want to mess with the sphere. So I think we're going to use our existing GPU plan, our shader graph plan, because we already, it's funny that other one though, that other formula was a little different, because it wanted to go, it's just the ranges were a little different. Rather than going from 0 to 2 pi, it was like a different part of the circle. It went from negative pi to pi, I think. And rather from going 0 to pi, it went from negative half pi. But it's still a range of 180 degrees, going one way, and then a range of 360 degrees going the other way. So it's almost like circle, 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 getting bigger and smaller. And that's not a terribly complicated thing. It's just this. It's the radius times the sine of phi, which is our latitude lines, and theta, which is our longitude lines. Did I say that right? Phi is our latitude lines. Right? Latitude lines is phi. Yeah. Okay. So, cool. Let's just start, I guess. Here's our nonsense from yesterday. So we're gonna make a new place to live. I was just thinking about what we can reuse. We want a new scene in here. Or each scene. And we're gonna go in here. We want a new VFX thing. Okay, my hope is we won't even bother with doing the thing. You know, last time we tried it where we did an implementation first as a VFX binding, but we're not going to do that this time. Okay, this is our VFX graph. This is our shader graph. I don't need this. It's for yesterday's shader. So, what do we actually need to do? Let's maybe check in with these and see how this actually worked. Because we made a subgraph that was specifically for the super shape. And it just took in an angle and it spit out the thing. So we may still do that because I don't think we need to. I think we need to just end up with, I mean, if we have phi and theta, that's everything we need. Which is, that is in this 3D graph, that's what we have here. We call it latitude and longitude here, but that's our phi and our theta. We don't have to run it through this additional thing. We might need to change some ranges here, but let's just steal this to start with, because I think it's close to all we need, if not totally all we need. Okay, so this will be, keep with some kind of similar naming convention. This is our spherical harmonics subgraph. So the first thing we know is we don't need this anymore. And in fact, let's just ditch kind of everything up to this position, because that's what we want to end up with. Well, we need a radius, right? Okay, it's a little, sorry, it was a little, slightly more complicated, but should not be too much more complicated. Because we've got to do this business. This is going to be, it's going to be a little annoying to send in all the pieces that we need, but that's okay. Let's at least get to where we can draw a sphere. So we don't need this anymore. Let's just ditch, well, let's have, we probably do need the sine and cosine of both of these. So we have latitude, or in this land, we're going to call that phi. Latitude, phi and theta. Phi, and this is longitude or theta. What? Okay. So how good do we feel about these? I think our remapping is wrong. Because we want phi to be in the range of 0 to 2 pi. I actually did still want this, but not this. So we want to go from 0 to 2 pi. Right? And then over here, theta, no, that's wrong, 0 to pi, good grief. Just 0 to pi over here, and theta is 0 to 2 pi. Which we conveniently have provided for us, and the minimum is 0. So 0 to 3.14, etc., and 0 to 328, etc., etc. Okay, so that gives us, and now we have the sine, and we have the cosine, and everything's just terrific. Right? And then everything that ends up here, we're like, the radius is going to mess with us. So let's just calculate that radius independently. Like, once we get this, let's just multiply the radius times all of these, because all of these are multiplied times radius. So maybe we can make our lives a little simpler. So let's build our XYZ position first. right? And then just scale that by whatever the R value is, and the R value being the result of this equation. So we'll do that separately. So the thing we need then is we need we'll do this kind of like we did last time, where there's just a multiply, and it'll be a series of multiplications. And X and Y and Z get 1. Although technically, I mean, if we're going to multiply that after the fact, then Y doesn't need a multiply. So only X and Z actually need multiplies. I'm not entirely sure I want to do it this way. It might be more confusing this way, but I think it's actually easier to multiply this after the fact. I think it'll make our graph a little cleaner and have less spaghetti than we had last time. So X is the sine of phi times the cosine of theta. So we have the sine of phi here, and we have the cosine of theta is here. Okay. Y is just the cosine of phi, and Z is the sine of phi times the sine of theta. Right? Sine of phi times the sine of theta. Sine of phi, sine of theta. So if we did this right, just this thing, this looks so silly. But I think this is what we want. This thing should just draw a sphere for us. So if we go back to our spherical harmonics graph that we made, and we create this here, and then we say in here that we're going to do our set position block. I'm cross about those YouTube videos being messed up. What's really annoying is that some resolutions work. And I mean, I guess I hope it's the MKV thing, but either way, it's annoying. You feel this rage? It's not like they have a ton of views or comments or whatever, but still, just, I don't like it when suddenly part of my day is dealing with other people's stuff not working. Which unfortunately, very often, that's a lot of my day, but okay, so what we want to do, and then we need, no, we're missing something here. What did I deleted something that was actually important. Uh-oh. Was it the angle? No, it's just the resolution. Oh, because I'm getting this inside here, which I kind of forgot that I could do. Okay, that's fine then. Even though that's like sort of hidden in a way that makes me slightly uncomfortable. Okay, so if resolution's 100 and we do this, and we put this spherical harmonics friend in the scene. So we're definitely gonna have some things we need to fix. One of those things being, we want not a constant spawn rate, but we just want to like a single burst. And the number that we want is our resolution. Wait, what is it? Oh, what is it really? Did we say it was an unsigned int? A uint? Is a uint purple? Appears to be. Okay, that's our resolution. That's going to be our count. And it's going to be this down here. And this thing is just annoying. I'll set it as 1024 for now. And then, so we have a resolution. And probably our resolution is 0. Because can you set defaults in here? Okay. And we don't want this stuff. We don't want any of that, in fact. We don't want like anything that's over life. We do want to orient. We don't want color of life. We just want our friends to exist. Okay, so something's broken. Let's look back over here and see, was there anything else I was doing? I was just doing a set position in here, or was I doing something else fancy? Just doing a set position in the update. And I set a very large number up here. Oh, I did do resolution to the power of 2. Right. So that is one thing. To do the sphere, we need to square it because we're going to go both ways. So is that both of these? How did I decide to do that? We do want to square that. But that doesn't get... What? I don't actually understand how I wasn't squaring it to put it in here. Unless, like, inside here I squared it. Oh, no, because I'm doing these independently. I'm doing them both. And so that's fine. Okay, so that is one problem, is that we do need to... This should be squared. I don't think that's our only problem. Okay. This number, right, and then this number needs to be huge. What's our old calculation? Our old very large power of 2. This number, okay. This many is our maximum number of particles. Yes. So we now have a sphere that we've calculated. I guess that's spherical coordinates. You have a phi and a theta and a radius. Is that all you need? Is that all you need these days? It can be 0, it can be like -2. Okay, this is a nightmare because of sorting these. I don't like 2.5. Okay, let's make this look less like our eyes are gonna bleed. Let's just go with, we really should make our own. I'm not entirely sure why these seem so noisy. Like, is there something wrong in the calculation? Is it truly just sorting order? But it looks like there's holes. Okay, let's try making a that's what those are in place. I'm just gonna keep making these longer and longer, like I'm making up words in German. Spherical harmonics, particles. You will be a universal window pipeline, particle, unlit, transparent, additive, base map, and main camera, environment. Will be a dark solid color, and I've messed something up. Oh yeah, I don't even set, wait, you don't even set a material. You set it here. It's here. Blend mode additive. Okay. You don't even need this. It's just a particle radius problem at this point. So we just want to set a scale. Okay, great. We have made a sphere. Look at us going. Only 24 minutes in. It's because we did all the really painful stuff on another day. Okay, so this looks nice and tidy. There are some like sort of strange logical inconsistencies, but we will momentarily ignore those. Like that I'm squaring this here, but not here, but there's reasons for it, but I just don't know if this is the clearest. Okay, so that's good. Now what we need to do is we want to multiply our results of this, of our friend here. I'm pretty pleased with this graph. This graph's all right. I mean, it's way longer than it should be. If I could have some sort of custom formula kind of thing, it could be way smaller. But like in principle, or in general, it does the job. It seems to not be too terribly heavy. So, or maybe it is. Maybe it's painfully heavy. I don't know. Kind of feel like modulo is expensive in some cases. Maybe there's another way to do that. Okay, so I'm still a little confused though. Do we have to square it? Now I'm having self-doubt. Like, I think you do. I can't exactly remember the reason that I needed to, because that's the size of the texture. But why don't I have to square it? Why am I not squaring it in here? Whatever ID that it would be. Well, because I'm applying both of these things, I guess. That's just a weird, I mean, yeah, I had to jump through some logical hoops to make this work, and now I'm having some trouble remembering the nature of the hoops that I logically jumped through, but I suppose it is sound. Make it like cool design over here. Great, we did it. Okay, so now we want to try to actually implement this algorithm, which looks like this. This is just to get the radius. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's like we're gonna make like 4 terms and then add them all together, right? So down here we're gonna like end up with an add, and then the output of this is gonna be, this is gonna be our radius. I don't know why I feel compelled to work backwards here, but, and then, but right before we get to, yeah, you do the sign and then you raise it to the power. So power is the last thing. So power, it's funny, this notation I don't actually like. I would actually prefer the sign, like another set of parentheses, I guess, would make a little more sense to me. But it's clearly we do the sign first and then we do the power. So then each of these needs an exponent, like a pow. Each of these needs a pow. We need 4 pows. Right? There's almost certainly a way to structure this that would be less ridiculous, but let's go for legibility first. Okay, so after we pow these, then we add them together. So that feels good. So this is 1, 3, 5, 7 are the. So we need M1 through 7, which these are what? Integers greater than or equal to 0. So these are uints, I guess. Can I just duplicate this? No, I have to actually do this 8 times. Cool. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this was what? It's just M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7. Okay, so the exponents are 1, 3, 5, 7. So you need a 1, 3, 5, 7. And that's the power that we're raising each of these to at this phase. So this is actually not going to be too terrible. It's going to be going to take up some space, but it's not going to be a ton of steps. Because these like multi-input things are saving us some heartache. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7 are our exponents. 1, 3, 5, 7 are exponents. Great. Before that, we have a sine, cosine, sine, cosine. That's the order of these. Sine, cosine, sine, cosine. Sine, cosine, sine, cosine. So we need a sine is going to go into this, and a cosine is going to go into this. And then we just duplicate these, and you're a sine, and you're a cosine. Okay, here's where it's maybe going to get a little annoying. Yes, I was right. So I don't think this has... Other node-based development environments sometimes have a thing where it's like you can just have a, you can like cheat, and instead of saying I have to connect this, like draw a line from point A to point B, I can have like a certain kind of node that it goes into, and then it's just understood that it will come out there. I don't know. I don't think shader graph has that. I might be wrong, but I don't think it has that. Oh, I forgot we could do group nodes. Okay. So like, yeah. Okay, so that means we've got to start getting our, you know, we've got our sine of phi, cosine of phi, etc., etc., etc. Get that down here, which is, you know, that's a little bit lame. Unless we put all of this inside of a subfunction, you know, or like a subgraph, and then just fed it into the subgraph. Do I want to do that? And we can make subgraphs all day. What actually happens is it's going to be just a multiplication of, so each of these has a multiply that's got inside of them first. So we do need to, in all cases, right, there's a multiplication that happens before the sign. Yeah. And what gets multiplied is, in all cases, 0, 2, 4, 6 is the first term. I keep saying term. I gotta learn what the term is. Okay, so now our beautiful graph looks beautiful, but we've got to start getting in these. I guess we just got to do this, and this is just going to be some spaghetti. I guess. I'd prefer not to, but okay, so first friend wants just phi. Not, oh, okay, we actually want these values. So I just arranged all that for nothing because we want the values that are coming out of here. Phi, phi, theta, theta. So these are safe. And that's our position. We're going to end up with a multiply here, because I think we can just multiply this by scalar at the end, and that'll be the same as multiplying the individual terms. I mean, that is multiplying the individual terms. Sometimes you multiply a vector, right? Right? Like this radius value is just going to go up here. Okay, what did I say? Phi, phi, theta, theta. Phi, so these are our phi's. phi. Phi. Let's do this. Let's just make a float here. So it's a little easier to know. But that's phi. This is theta. Phi, theta, theta. Right? Okay. So phi is this float right here. It's probably the same as this float. Which one's less annoying? Let's just do this. Phi's go there. No, oh no, I moved the wrong thing. Thetas go here. I don't love that, but okay, compile. So numbers got big, or the sphere grew large for some reason. Grew really large. So that was with all of these are set to 0 currently, right? So let's expose all these. I don't know why it blew up like that. That makes me feel like it's broken. Why would it get bigger? So, okay, this is kind of annoying. That these are now going to be exposed. Maybe we shouldn't have done this in the subgraph. Maybe that's just making life more difficult. Because now we need all those same things here. I don't want to deal with that. Do I? Where'd it go? Did I just change something at the last second that broke everything? That's weird. It's like, what's this value of this, our radius? If I don't do this, then we have our nice little radius. If I do this, so something happens to the radius. So let's just walk backwards to this and make sure we feel like we did it right. So the last thing that happens is all of these get added together. It's like the last part of the step. And then before that, there's a pow. Pow, 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 pow. And it's 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. And before that is a sine, cosine, sine, cosine. Sine, cosine, sine, cosine. And before that is a multiplication of 0, 2, 4, 6. 0, 2, 4, 6. And that's multiplied phi, theta, theta. Phi, theta, theta, assuming that these hook to the things that we think they hook to, which is phi and theta. That seems right. So maybe there's just some sort of like weird inflationary property that just happens like as you use this. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Okay, but we probably can't actually do this though. Like we won't see the results out there if we just change these numbers, will we? So, yeah, these can be, so what did our friend said that these should be, ugh, this sucks. I can't scale this up to see what's inside there. It is such a bad, why would you do this? Who made this? And why did you make it this way? Oh no. Just not good. Not good, Unity. You did a bad job. 6. Range 6. I mean, I think this is out of preview, right? You one thing it's like, oh, this is preview code, it's beta code, but seems like unusable. Why would you ever want to scale that inside? Scale a view inside of a view that is unscalable? Okay, so now we have what seem to be range values, and these are all exposed. But the annoying thing is now I think we have to add all of these again at this level. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. My phone is blown up out of the corner of my eye. I don't like it. And we have M0, M1, M2, not M22, M2, M3, M4, M5. Nope, M5, M6. I'm bad at my cyclical typing. Okay, this is it's exposed range that goes up to 6. And it's an exposed range that goes up to 6. And it's an exposed range that goes up to 6. And it's an exposed range. It would be great if I could cut and paste these. Maybe there's a way that I could have. That doesn't seem like it did what I want. Range goes up to, don't paste there, 6. And you're an exposed range. It goes to 6. I think I'll make this one an exposed range 6. Exposed range 6. Okay, let's add all these jerks. They're not jerks. They're just tedious. Is there a cleanup function here yet? I don't like node-based things that can't clean themselves up. Not even grid to snap to, like in the Mecanum graph. Hope I'm hooking these up correctly. I don't know why our sphere disappears sometimes. Like, you see that? Sometimes it's just gone, sometimes it's there. You gonna run, buddy? Are we just running and we can't see anything? Are we broken? So these are all of our M values. I'm pretty confused about... Oh, we made these integers. Wait, it said integers, right? That's what it suggested? Not floats. All integers greater than or equal to 1. Okay. So why... Okay, it was there for a second. I saw it. What have I done? We got the resolution. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Resolution 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I said I didn't really need to make these ranges inside of here, but I did. Okay, is there something wrong with you? Let me just delete this again. I just want my sphere back. Now my sphere is gone. See, the way it's like flickering and being weird is starting to make it feel like there's some GPU problem. Let me go to a different scene and then come back. Do we have any issues here? Like, why? Why? It's a spooky ghost that's haunting us. That's annoying. Why would it be true? You're centered. You're back here. You're looking at that thing. Kind of feels like we need to close and reopen Unity, but can't say. Okay, just looking at this. Did we mess anything up? We still are. That's all good. That's enough particles. Was there just something about the way we're drawing it? Default particle, additive. Wait, that is our. We could do a texture there. I deleted it. No, that's the texture, not. I'm sorry. That's the texture, not the. Okay, so what have we done? If you're alpha, are you any better? Oh no, now we can't make it appear at all. I didn't have problems like this yesterday. Let's close Unity and open it again, just in case. That helps. Hope this isn't a like restart the computer kind of problem. No problem should ever be a restart the computer problem, but it's the world we live in. I really want those to work. I feel like we're making good progress. Still in beta for them. I wonder when the 2020 release candidates are going to come out. I mean, 2020, I don't know. In Unity 2020, I don't know if there's anything I really need or want in it. But of course, I want to upgrade everything to it. I really need to just stick with 2019 2019 4 once it's out. The, like, LTS release. Okay, everything's just broken. But it's not broken because it's there. I really hope this isn't some dumb GPU thing that's going to require a restart. That would be really annoying. It kind of has that feel. I know I'm not doing the thing that I did because these don't actually need that. Seemingly. Okay, none of those look egregious. None of those look horribly wrong. Okay, I have an idea, but this might... let's just switch back to here. We should be using DirectX 11 either way. This is probably going to take a minute. So while it takes a minute, let's go back and visit our friend Paulburg. Because there's just so much good stuff on the site. Like, the thing that I struggle with, though, is like, it's just too much. Like, I don't know what to... I feel like there's topics in here that I would look at and be like, oh my gosh, I love this. Let's do it. How do we find it? Like, this looks like a circle packing thing, right? Fractal forms. Geometric beauty of leaves. Is this just cool pictures of leaves? I'm okay with that. Watertight basins of attraction, fractal dimension and self-similarity. Volumetric fractals. Noise. Polyhedral fractals. Oh, I do love polyhedral fractals. Some cool L systems. This stuff. Fractal linked tori, yeah. Random shell gaskets, sure. A burning ship, whoa. Chaos game. I'm surprised to not see the sand piles. Here, maybe it's just under a more technical name. The kissing circles. Oh. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that's actually pretty. Oh, look at these. Okay, these we care about. These are important. These like radial fractal forms start to look like those diatoms. Okay, wait. Okay, let's first go through the windows we've already opened. Cool. I do like these. Like a lot of geometry. Love it. Great. Oh man, look at that thing. Look at these beautiful old school renders. Where's this article from? 2014. Thought it was going to be older. I used to use the Blue Moon rendering tools and do stuff like this when I was quite young. L system user notes. When is this from? There's some nice 1991. How funny this mixture of this person's been at it for a long time. Yeah, look at all these like procedural plants. Man, where's Draklin? Because I feel like this is what he wants to be making. Can I alert Draklin? He's probably busy. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna. Okay, I alerted him. Maybe I'll get in trouble. You do three-dimensional L systems? I mean, I guess you can. I don't really know that much about L systems. That seems like a thing you could do, right? Cool. This is really a long webpage. Cool. It's like a flexing octopus. Beautiful. Okay. Biomathematics. I feel like we need to do some L system stuff. Okay. A beautiful leaf. A Coca-Cola Sierpinski gasket. Whoa, deterministic noise. This is cool. Look at that. Cool, man. This is what we do now. Let's look at. I don't know what a water basin is. Okay, anyway, we were starting to get excited about this stuff. Because look at these, they look like diatoms. There's no M, there's no E. Diatom. Like, these little friends, all these little friends, that I think just yesterday I was trying to think of how I would get some like organic textures inside of them. What if we could do it with these some like radial fractals? Fractals, asymmetry approach. Let's check this. Some cool slides. There's a baby inside this Menger sponge. Okay. The Z4 gasket, that's cool. The IABS one, this one looks like a part of an MRI or something. The rings, Penrose kite's pretty. It doesn't quite have the look that I want. I like the lace though. Okay, look at that. So, Z, what is Z? C equals -1 plus 0 I. I like imaginary number I or just iterator I? Not really much information on this one. Xenodream G. Thornton. What's that? Maybe I don't want to know. Is this a person? Okay, anyway. I'm looking at this formula, I don't know how it works. So C is like just some constant, I guess. Is it true? Yeah, this one's crazy. Imaginary absolute value? Cool. These are amazing. My brains. What is with all the good grief? What do you want from me, world? Sorry, excuse me. Blowing up over here. Okay, so, brains. I guess I've never written fractals. Maybe Z is obvious. I guess Z in, like, sub n plus 1 sounds like it's like the next Z, and this is the current Z. So this is like Z is where we are, and this is where we're going, but I don't... And then these are imaginary numbers. I guess. Cool? Is that cool? Is that weird? Z0 is the point on the complex plane under consideration. So Z0 is just a point on a plane. But how's that? I just don't understand. I mean, I guess it's obvious that I don't understand. But I'm into these. I just don't know how to make them. I want to. Unfortunately, our friend Paul has not given me enough context. I don't like these as much. Okay, make a kite. And there's kites in the kite. Kites on kites on kites on kites. Beautiful. So does the radial symmetry just come from like that's not actually what we care about? Like do we really do this? Like fan out and then that kind of radial pattern comes later? These are good, weird brains. Weird that there's parts of these that are real sharp and parts that are real squishy. There's definitely something very organic about these. Yeah, I want to make these animate. Whoa! That is amazing. How do you make these, Paul? Do you have to use special fractal software? Like, what's the... Yeah, cool. Daily fractal work. So, like, how do you do this? I need just like a little more context. Like, how do you do these? How do you write a fractal? No, I don't. Good grief. Just like tell me. Like, is fractal always about Z's? I need to watch some Schiffman. Maybe he's got some fractal videos. Somebody write a P5JS fractal for me? By making fractals. Well, but that's not really what I want. Yeah. Mandelbrot set coding challenge P5JS. Are there Z's in here? That's all I want to see. It's just, are there any Z's? We're done. Okay. Yeah, how's it work? Dan knows, right? Are there Z's? I see a Z in there. F sub C, Z equals Z squared. Okay, so it seems like I just gotta watch. I just don't know anything about drawing fractals. So we'll have to watch this video some other time. Anyway, did this actually help anything? It seems like it did not. Also, I would have thought it would have to restart after changing the... Well, this is a bummer, because this kind of feels like to me that we're just having some dumb GPU problem. Do you see it? Because it's there. It's lurking. Okay, let's, can we see our other one? That's a good question. If we go to Super Shapes, does it still work? Or is it busted as well? Super Shapes works, though. So why would this not work? Is there something about about all the stuff that's going on here that's too complicated? Maybe so. Maybe we're doing something bad in here. Okay, these were all phi's. And we just lose everything when we do that. What are we, like, why? Why? What? Like multiplying this times an angle. So, like, it seems like the problem lies in here, which, I mean, maybe there's something about this where it's, oh, wait, did you see this? Pow F for negative F. Pow whatever. F should never be negative. I mean, I guess we can... Right? I mean, it should never be negative. It should be between 0 and this, and between 0 and this. This value should never be negative. But this, is this the only place we're using an exponent? Oh, wait, it's here. Oh, well, that could certainly be negative. Wait. Wait. That's a thing that could happen. Are we absing in here somewhere? I mean, this is the sign of something. Of course it could be negative. But why? Like, a negative number squared is a positive number. Who cares? Right? That seems like that was not actually the issue. That issue doesn't really make any sense to me anyway. Well, this is a bummer because it's like kind of feeling like either I just have a problem here that's breaking the shader, but man, we really don't get anything. We don't get like any... We just learned nothing. But it's gotta be, it's like in this region, right? Because if we don't... As soon as we start doing this, and these, this is right? This is our angle. And then we multiply that angle. And then we take the sine of that, we raise it to an exponent, and we add it. We multiply it, we take the sine, we raise it to an exponent. Oh! These are all to the 0th. Wait, is that all this is, really? Is this actually the only problem? Is that we're to the 0th power? It'd be kind of funny if that was the only problem. No, not that. Wait, stop it. You. That was truly the only problem? Was the 0th power of our exponents? So if we don't do anything, then it's a sphere. Is that actually a sphere, or is it like goofy in some way? Somehow seems slightly goofy. It's like kind of inflated on one axis, but not on the other. Okay, let's 512 this. That's a bit much. Okay, so that was just me. Although, Paul, you said. Barely equal to 0. But like in this case, anytime we're going to the 0th, maybe some of them can be 0, but not all. I'm confused now. Also, sadly, we're not going to get like nice animations between these if they're ints. Right? Is it bad if they're floats? Okay, so... M defined. Yeah, int. Well, this one seems like it's going to be more boring. We can't interpolate. Okay, but what do we need to actually be able to see this? So that's wrong. Don't do that. Go here. So these are just too big. And we're a little too far away. I think we want even more. Cool. Yeah, I don't want you to be integers. Man, I'm into these forms though. They're really nice. But what if these were integers? What would happen to me? Oh, that one's weird. How many you? Get out of here. Okay. I think they do even more. Oh my gosh. That's probably too much. We'll just put some post-processing on it to blur it up a little bit. Okay, so now that we went through all that trouble to make those integers though, can we can't change their type. Man. I'm breaking my heart over here. Okay. Should have made them all floats to begin with. Okay, so let's go inside. Here again, and let's just do this, all this nonsense all over again. Really? Okay, wait, now I was able to make it bigger? What? I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, so all of these need to be deleted. And let's just add 8 floats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7. And I believe it was evens then odds, right? So it was 0, 2, 4, 6. Let me sneeze. I still smell the cigarettes. Haunting me. Making me ill. Okay. So, and then our exponents were 1, 3, 5, 7? Okay. Save this. File this. Everything's weird. Now, back up here, we do the same thing. This is not enjoyable. But if there's any way to change the type. Also can't multi-select these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I could do it like as 2 vec4s or something. Oops. We got to enter the subgraph and expose ourselves. Okay, back up here. Those are now available. We have all our floats. M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7. Maybe it's totally invalid. Like maybe it's just a disaster to use floating point, but I really would like to animate between these. Like, there certainly could be some reason that I do not know about that. There's a bad idea, but I don't think so. They're just like scales. I mean, I guess they could just be total insane chaos noise. Okay, compile this. We're getting closer. Green is for float, by the way. 1, 2, I mean blue, apparently. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cyan, actually, right? Looks like it's cyan. Yeah, M4, 0, really messes this up. Oops. Okay, now out here, it looks like there's maybe some problems. But even if we were always, if we were like interpolating towards whole numbers, I think that would be okay. Interesting to see what. So like the exponents end up being sort of scaly, it seems. Like they're scaling certain, they're like sort of shrinking and bulging certain portions of the sphere. It's funny, these can be whatever, as long as whatever is not 0. These could be like 0.01. It would be okay, apparently. Okay, and then like this guy does some interesting loopiness. What a weird thing. Wow. I don't really know what you're doing. As soon as M0 is anything, it like explodes, which is not ideal. I guess we could never, don't quite go to 0 on things. I wish he had posted the numbers for those particular renders. What if we did like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1? We get this. Nope. We get this. 2, 2. Well, that's just silly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're quite pretty. So let's not do what we've been doing, where we've been just stealing a post-processing profile. Let's make, that was not what I want. I want a volume profile. You know, volume. And then we want to make a, we can just stick it here, right, on the camera. Is that okay? A global volume. And then do this, and do this, and do this. And start to make it pretty. Bloomy. Whoa. Where'd that yellow come from? Where did we get yellow? Because I have HDR on? Interesting. I guess that's, I don't know where else it would come from. Okay, we got some bloom. And we just like chromatic aberration. And we just like film grain. That's too much. What else do we just like? I kind of like depth of field, but not for the real reason. I kind of like it to just give some a little bit of blur, a little blurry. Soften things up just a little bit. Sure, vignette. Probably the bloom should be the last thing. There's no way to move it to the bottom. So I'm just going to remove it and add it again. No, shoot. That's not true. Like film grain should be last, but whatever. Okay, so now if we play with our friends, very good. Weird ghostly things. And there's kind of a question of whether we even feel like we need to rotate it, because it might just be interesting and weird enough as it's interpolating between points. So weird. No reason for an exponent to be 0, because that would set it to 0. We would want that always to be 1. So those ranges really should be 1. Right? like, if we're gonna have a range at all, the exponents should be 1 to 6. Because 0 is just gonna nothing them. Nothingify? Oh shoot, that wasn't right. We want 0, 1, 0, 1. Well, now I'm falling apart over here. The evens should be 0. Yes, 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 yes. The odds should be 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. I think I like that better. Maybe I don't. What happened? Oops. Wait, did I accidentally make the resolution max 6? That's funny. That's not right. Okay, but really though, what did I do? Why did he suddenly seem to do nothing? Oh, in doing that I broke their connections? That's not cool. Well, save this. It broke the connections again. Why did you do that? What's your problem with my connections? What is your, what? Close it and reopen it. Try again, I guess. What? Why is that? Removed 8 input slots that could not be deserialized from the subgraph. Is there something wrong with my subgraph? They're all floats. They're all exposed. They're all hooked up where they're supposed to be hooked up. Right? I'll like force it to reserialize the subgraph. Mo. What? What's wrong with you? Eight input slots that could not be deserialized from. I need to re-add these and add them again? That would be real dumb. What is yours? Is a stupid problem. And now this is messed up again? Great. Very good. Great. Great, Unity. This is great. to like force it to reserialize this. This might be Unity restart. Okay, closing Unity. Goodbye, Unity. Never come back. I feel like we're really dang close on this. If we would just stop having dumb problems. Can I still do it? Like, if you want to do a... I have an idea. It's me? Oh, that's me. Can't find this thing. Let's kill time. I need to come back. Will you work now? Will you please cooperate? Now? Kind of seemed like you cooperated. Okay, seemingly we're good there. Pardon me for one moment. I want to see. We get imprint. Oof. Well, that's absurd. Just suddenly. Oh, expensive. Is everything real expensive all the time? Being alive is expensive. Just a framed art print. That's much to ask. Apparently it is. A very small framed art print. These frames are so expensive. $15 print and a $90 frame for. No, I'm getting very distracted. I just needed a tiny bit of information. Okay, well, forget it. Okay, so I have a different idea now. we have these, and we can floating point control these, which seems fine. Some of these parameters seem like they are not happy. These seem like the revolution-y ones. I don't know. They seem like they get weird. So let's just do a thing that... The one problem with this guy is it gets huge. Like, unlike our other... Just need a further away camera, I guess. That's too further away. Pretty good. So maybe the whole thing's revolving, and then just every few seconds we pick a new integer value for these between 1 and 6. Although, you know, Paul said we couldn't go above those numbers, but Paul's not the boss of me. I mean, anything that we make go above 6 right now is going to get cropped down. Yeah, that's pretty good. These weird symmetries. Very creature-like. They probably look pretty from the top. In fact, maybe the top is the way to look at these. Maybe the top is better. Like, we rotated this guy -90. Are these better? Or are they just... Maybe not. They're more like... In our longer term goal of generating organic forms, this is probably the way to capture them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that was boring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. The forms are pretty this direction, but they're just a little boring. Like, well, really, just rotating these all around is probably the way to get the most interesting effect. Why do you want to pivot from there, weirdo? Oh! Well, that's fine. We don't care about that. Because if we do rotation, we'll do rotation in the shader anyway. Or in the effects graph. I always say the shader when I mean the effects graph, but I guess somewhere down there it's compute shadery. Okay, so we would just want to rotate the position. Not 2D. Take the output of our cool subgraph and feed time. I guess just the total operator time into this. It's kind of cool on one axis, but maybe it's boring. Z would be the most boring, right? Yeah. We don't want to do Z. Y is pretty good, though. Just rotating on Y. Pretty cool, I'm gonna say. Some of these really are dramatic. Look, our even numbers are very dramatic. I want to animate those more slowly. Like the exponents, not as intense, but maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's steal our stuff. Let's steal our super shapes animator and make a spherical harmonics animator. Let's just make sure everything has the same names so it's impossible to know what's going on. Let's also spell things correctly. Okay, but let's spell them with the right letters. Well, that tricked me. Okay, so we have a spherical okay, thanks for that. Spherical harmonics animator. I do actually. That's the one thing I want to have a different name. That's the only thing. Everything else can have the same name, but that one thing. Okay, let's just throw this on our spherical harmonics object, I guess. I think that's how I did it, because we do get component of the, yeah, okay. So we almost have something that makes sense here. We just need 8 of these, and then that's not 8. Like so. I need like a sequential editor thing for Visual Studio Code. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that, like, used to do that in Vim, where you could have it do these number sequences for you. Cyclical typing. Okay. And then in here, there's certainly ways we could streamline this. There's just no question. We do, all these are going to get random range. They all get the same. But we do want to, we want them to be integers because we're going to float, we'll animate between them in a floating point way. But we want them to land on integers, I think. And these apparently, it's okay to be 0. Okay, so that's all good. And then the final business is a set float. Okay, put it. So you want zeros? How can I do this? I guess I want to be like this. No, almost. Like this. I want 3 separate insert points on the same line. Is that not something I can do? Like this. So that can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Oh, I had an extra insert point. Dang it. Try that again. 1, 2, 3. That's weird that the 1. So like I say 1 right there. Back. But now my insert point's all screwed up because it was relative to. Yeah, this is a weird one. We'd have to do something like this and give them all a second number first. And then like this to be able to edit that number. Okay, well, great. So every 2 seconds, that seems too fast for this one because this one's really gets kind of nuts. This is like a little angel, like a little jellyfish angel. Yeah, so some of these, it's hard without knowing what exactly the numbers do, because some of them make you get kind of slicey. I don't like that. I mean, in terms of if you get floating point values, it seems. Sometimes it's really good. Alert! What? Draclin, hello! I don't even know, I alerted you earlier because I was looking at L systems, and I kind of, maybe you would like L systems more. Maybe you would like other kinds of fractals that are more structured than that Wolfram. Because, like, there's some cool fractals, man. We're doing spherical harmonics today, and even though that's maybe not the right term for it. And I think I have it working. And I think it's pretty cool. It's like weird ghostly creatures. It is a visualization of something that I want to call spherical harmonics, but may not actually be spherical, like actual what spherical harmonics means, what people call these structures. And it's not a very complicated algorithm. It's just like we did with the super formula, where you build a sphere, just like you would build a sphere any old day of the week, and then you mess with the radius of the points of that sphere. And what I was just trying to think of is if I want to try to be like more cautious and careful with the parameters, because sometimes the parameters, I mean, I'm just randomizing values right now. Sometimes the results are real pretty, and sometimes the results are not real pretty. Sometimes the results are just okay. And sometimes they go nuts like that, which I don't actually like. That's probably what I like the least. Yeah, that's a problem, for sure. And I'm not entirely sure who's doing that. Which one of the parameters does that? Because it could be that we just decide, like, well, we just don't animate that parameter. If there's one parameter that causes those seams, then get that parameter out of my life. But I don't know who the culprit is. And it may not be super simple to discover. What if we just never did M6? Is it M6 fault? No, you can definitely still end up, well, maybe it is M6. Maybe we just don't like, maybe M6 is not cool. Maybe it does more harm than good. Still seems to be something kind of seamy there. Maybe that's just, we're getting real pointy or something. How do I get rid of it? Like, what even is it? Oh, it's this. So this guy is a weird revolutions thing, which is cool. I think we want that. Like, I don't know that we get all the shapes that we want with just these parameters. Maybe we would. We can still get some interesting things with just these. But this guy, this wraparound guy, seems pretty cool. But I think that seam isn't so bad as long as it's not broken. It seems like it's the first revolution of this. Once you get to 1, it seems like you're actually okay. But yeah, the seam... Maybe we just don't need this, or maybe we do want this because it's pretty cool actually. I think this is important. This parameter is important. This parameter, when we're like in between steps, seems like that's where we get seams. So I could do without that parameter. Question is, could we really do without this parameter? It's like this Ouroboros parameter. I think it's just this, it's just wrapping around itself. I think that's good. I think that's still good. And we feel like we really don't like this guy. Yeah, this is just like noise on the little dudes, but I don't know that I like them. We could only do this if we jumped, like if we just stayed with integers. I don't think we have to put this in the kaleidoscope. It's pretty kaleidoscopic already. Right? Okay, let's just try running it without those last 2 parameters. Let's just never do this. And maybe this is all, maybe everything will be great. I meant to not do that. I'm getting kind of into this stuff. I was just trying to learn a little about fractals and doing a bad job though. Wait, how did those get... Oh, those are still getting slicey, because we still had that turned on. It's like a beautiful jellyfish, onion, apple, butterfly. How do we want to colorize this one? The golden glow is an accident, but I kind of like it. Some of those, yeah, that other parameter also gives a seam, but like a wrapping seam, which is also not great. But those seem critical. Like that, those parameters seem important to make cool looking stuff. Like, it helps, This helps things be cool and swimmy. It just it causes the seams. Is that true even if it's like whole numbers? It is true even if it's whole numbers. That almost makes you feel like there's a problem with the formula, but I have kind of no way to check it. I have no reference numbers to put in and get predictable values out. I could hide that vertical seam if I just had like a vertical ray of light or something. Just cheat it. It really is, it does break things. Its contribution is interesting, but it does. It's distracting. If I could get the radius, oh, I don't provide that. We could do coloration gradient based on the radius, which might be beautiful or might be awful. Man, I don't know. That last parameter does some cool stuff. Like, definitely does some stuff that's cool that qualifies as cool stuff. Like, look at that thing. Can't do that without this. I mean, that's still cool. Man, I want to make that though. I want to like ensure that these things happen. So maybe what we need to do is like, maybe I'll just start on this and then we'll do all our mutations from this. So I think we can go into the subgraph and just expose a radius. Just to float. Excuse me. And then inside here, nothing, because we didn't expose it. Wait, it's an output. It should just automatically be exposed, right? Back in here. Oh, it's here. Right before my very eyes. So let's do a color. As well as the position. Okay, so this is the position. This is rotating our position. Let's also do a lerp of the radius. No. What do I want to do? I want to lerp between two color values based on the radius. And this will be a set color. Oh, no, it's in here. It's a block. It's color. Set color. That worked perfectly. So we need a color. This color? And we need a color. This color. Why are we only getting... Because I didn't hook the radius up to anything. That's why it doesn't work. Because I did it wrong. I mean, I did it right. I just didn't complete the job of what I was supposed to do. So radius is this. Yeah, so now we can have like... have it be a different color inside versus outside. And then I would also like to shift the hue over time, I think. Maybe you're just like blue on the outside and green on the inside or something like that. And then do I want to... How do I want to do this? I want to shift the hue, but I'd have to convert this to RGB, shift the hue. Okay. So we would first do our lerp. Lerp is a good word. I like the word lerp. Of all the ways you could have come up with to say linear interpolation in an abbreviated way, like lint, I think whoever came up with lerp, I think they made the right choice. So let's say we want to take this value and we want to go to RGB to HSV, and then we want to go, then we want to mess with the hue. And then we want to go HSV to RGB. So to start with, let's just plug this saturation. Oh, that was wrong. Saturation goes straight across. Hue goes straight across. Hue goes straight across. So everything's all normal here. So what we want to do though is we want to add to the hue. We want to be able to do like this. No, because we need to. So you think those are normalized values? We need to modulo this. I actually don't like. Maybe we don't want to animate the hue, because maybe it's worse. Maybe the colors I picked were perfect already. They were already perfect in every way. Because if we just see it, if we just did time with this operator time and just crammed it in here, I don't think I like it. Maybe instead we keep the hue. We do it with the saturation? That's crazy. Very weird. Maybe we never go, like remap in here. And we go 0 to 1. Whoa. Because we're in HDR land? Is that why this looks so insane? Why does the saturation ride inwards on the radius? I don't know why that happens. I mean, it's a little bit cool. But I don't understand it. Why does that happen? I don't understand. I don't think I like any of it. I think we just keep the color. And the color's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of cool though if it is. We can make a gradient and sample from a gradient over time. Maybe that'd be cooler anyway. Like the radius, use the radius to sample from a gradient, and then if we wanted to, we could shift that gradient. How do you sample a gradient? with sample gradient, of course. And then the time is the radius. And then that is the color. And so if we wanted to, in here, we could now say, like, over yonder. Well, don't do that. You're our nice blue color. Alpha and alpha 255. Why does this not feel like it's working? Now, we should interpolate between these two based on the radius. And the radius... maybe that needs to be remapped. So now, if we took this and we added time, like actual time, I still need to mod. In fact, we should probably do all this on the other side of the remap. So let's add. Probably do actually need to mod here still. After the add? Does it really matter? Maybe it does actually matter. Modulo, you will be the input now. Total time is, that's not what we want, is it? Like the operator, it is total time. Okay, you're gonna be in here and you're ticking up. It's kind of working, but the range doesn't feel right. So we're adding float and then we're mod 1. No, so don't do this. Add float. Okay, and what we would want to do actually is have the same color at both sides so that it can loop. Maybe make this a little yellower. That's too yellow. Is this cool or not cool? Was it better just golden? Maybe it was just better when it was golden. Let's play and see what you think about it. Vertical seems annoying too. But I don't think we can interpolate without it. Without big old jumps. So either we deal with the seam, or we deal with the jumps, or we just don't allow that guy to animate. We could, I mean, what would it be like to just keep our two, to not do this here, but just like actually, so like, don't even do animation for these last 4 parameters because they don't animate well. But if instead we just like straight up set those here. There would be a pop, but maybe the pop would be cool. Maybe it'd look cool. Like we were just, it's almost like changing scenes. Like a cut, like a hard cut. I do that wrong? Because I'm not seeing. I must have done it incorrectly. Oh, I just did that. Was that just in startup? Yeah. I need to do this anytime we need to do it not there. And do it here. Let's add some more semicolons though, right? It's just those millions of semicolons help the program run a little better. Okay, now we will see our pops, I think. Let's just also go back to starting with the sphere. Look at that thing! Is that my favorite parameter? Maybe. Might be the best parameter. The pop isn't terrible, but it's not dramatic enough because those other values aren't popping. In some cases. Some cases it's very clear. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing a new thing here. So the pop is fine. Well, we could do this in a very silly way. A very, very silly way. But that'd be real silly. The lazy way to do it, but it might just do the job, right? Maybe we set the color differently. Also, just so it's very clear that it's like we're starting somewhere and now we want to be somewhere else. We can't just start with the sphere because it's too boring. Can I do that correctly? I want those to... I want to set them to something new. And then I also want to... So I want to randomize the target and then set it to that target. It seems like the pop should be more dramatic. And then those are going to lerp still, but between two new targets. But that didn't actually look like what was happening. Oh no, what were these numbers? Man, these are cool. We started here. I mean, even there's a pretty cool place to start, but there's just... These don't pop, these exponents don't pop too badly, really. Just these that really, those are the poppers. The culprits. This isn't bad. Problem is we don't want to be entirely static at the beginning. So that is like a thing. So we want to randomize from the start, I think. No, we just don't care. Let's just try this. I don't know about this. pretty good. I'm torn on the pop, though. Definitely pop torn. So it's either pops or seams. When the pops are really dramatic, they seem fine because they seem like they're cuts. They seem like really deliberate cuts. So it's like really just luck. Like if we get a good one on the first run. Like we kind of want to be boring to start with though, right? Like we kind of want to like start with a sphere and just immediately start to animate as we fade up. So we'll like fade up. We don't really need to fade on this one since there's deliberate. Since we deliberately pop. Life is yours. What am I checking? Check what? How are you, by the way? Oops. A YouTube video. Check it, he says. Unity Art Engine? What's the Unity Art Engine? AI-assisted artistry. Artomatics. Join the Unity family. Material creation workflows. Quality of life enhancements. Art-assisted artistry. Cool. What can I do with art-assisted artistry? I need it already. Show me some stuff. Cool. Great. And is this just about texturing? No, material creation workflows. Well, that's neat, but I need other generative things. Unity has a Dublin office. I just work for Unity. I actually would like to be a Unity evangelist, I feel like. Like looking at Kijiro, I don't know what Kijiro's day-to-day life is, but man, if my job was just to make cool stuff in Unity all day, I think I could do that. I don't know about the pops on that first one. What if we interpolated the ones that mess up seams faster? Rewrite the whole engine? Mark Acton is already doing that. Mike Acton has already basically got hired and just immediately started rebuilding everything from scratch. Which I presume that's what he was hired to do. So, okay. So, how bad is this? Is it, the pop is okay, but it's a bad way to start. Do we want to... I think we still want to do that. Let's go back to this. How bad is the pop? How upset does it make me? I mean the seams, not the pop, the seams. We also have a run where as soon as we resolve, we immediately start to do other stuff. But I was imagining like, oh, what if we only change those parameters like every other, you know, whatever, if we were like, how do we want to do that? Let me do it a real silly way. Real silly. And just say like, only update these every other. This is absurd. Don't ever do anything like this. I mean, it's not that bad, but not you. So if let's just say like every other update will update these more high voltage parameters. That's still wrong because that's just going to make them slower. That's going to make them look even worse. So that's not even what we really want. We still would kind of want them to lerp at the same rate. We could double their lerp, I guess. Sometimes you just gotta double the lerp. And I should have captured this one. So far this one's really good. Okay, then that was, and then we get up with too much. I kind of don't know what to do. The seams are really distracting. So if we went back to the popping, do we try to like make the popping more dramatic in some way? Just that first pop is so much. These other pops aren't terrible because they look kind of like cuts. Maybe we could also like fade it in or fade it out or something like that as, you know, like fade it out for the bigger cuts or something, but I don't really like the idea of that. It just sounds annoying. The subsequent cuts are not that offensive. So we could, we're in charge here. We could like say what we want to happen here for these other. Like these are actually irrelevant, but if we just decided we wanted to just immediately go for something extreme, then maybe the cut wouldn't be as jarring, or would be more jarring, and we would kind of want it to be jarring enough that it's like, okay, it's clear that that's a cut, not a glitch. I don't know if that makes sense. That's the singing guy. Can't you see I'm busy, singing guy? I'm not sold on the coloration still. I kind of like it, but also kind of don't like it. Did I change the value instead of the saturation? Like very slightly. Also, do we want these particles just a tiny bit bigger? Yeah. So I'm like very slightly tempted to do something more jarring, like change the color. Whoa, what? Hello? Did you just give a sub to the robot? Interesting choice. This mysterious anonymous donor is now giving subs to robots. Appreciate that. Bob made this dessert. Hey, Bob made this has been here every second of every stream. That bot has been by my side. Never misses a stream except for that one time that glitch was like kind of down. Oh, that was, wait, that's the wrong number. Shoot. Now we're getting real glowy. Okay, perfect. How's that? Not too blown out. I kind of am into it. Bot made this? Yeah. Bot made this is totally active. That's how I heard the alert. That's how I saw the sub on the screen. Look at that robot go. What an incredible robot. Yeah, I know. Announced his own sub. Well, is it he? There. We'll say there. I don't. To life is yours. There's no the life is yours command. Outrageous. Okay, so this is beautiful. Look at this thing. I think I love it. It's like making my heart ache a little bit. Look at it. Look at it with your own eyes. If Bob made this doesn't know how to add commands, what are you, crazy? Bob made this understands like two things. You want to eat this? It's got like a kind of a ethereal taffy quality to it, or a gummy quality. It may be that we are overbloomed. It also may be that we are underbloomed. Yeah, too much. Okay. I mean, I am kind of into the blown out. Oh, aerogel. Forgot about that stuff. What is it actually used for? I've held some in my hands just to be like, oh, this is crazy. It barely feels like anything. Is it used for lightweight manufacturing or something? Synthetic porous ultralight material derived from a gel. A solid with extremely low density and extremely low thermal conductivity. It's pretty weird. It's like almost like you're touching nothing. Okay. So I feel pretty good about this, except for the first moment. But maybe it's not that bad. And maybe I shouldn't care that much. Look at these things. Look at these crazy things. What do they look like from the top? I think they just look like way more symmetrical. Sometimes they look cool. We gotta write some proper fractals next time. I just don't know how to do it. Are you dropping the aerogel? Careless. Okay. Oh, that was a beautiful onion. I like this. There are in many ways I like this more than the Super Shape. Although one thing that was really nice about the Super Shape is that it didn't break ever. You know, like all the parameters you could do whatever you want, and there were no breaks, I think. Whereas some of these parameters, if you don't, excuse me, please, if you don't use whole numbers, it gets very upset. But I think it's done. Like, you could almost just have an entire ecosystem of a bunch of these, right? Until your GPU caught on fire because we're using 10,000 particles. It's a funny thing to remember. I kind of forget that when I look at this and we've got it like a little bit blurry and a little bit blown out. These are all particles. There's like there's no solid here. There's no geometry here. We could figure out a way to do this with geometry, certainly, but we are not. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, without any post-processing, it's pretty clear that it's a bunch of polka dots. But we love the post-processing, right? It may be a little too much. Just back up just a touch. Okay, we're done here. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at this thing that maybe actually isn't spherical harmonics, but I don't know what to call it. That's these. It's a pretty simple formula. It's a very simple formula. It was only annoying because we had to implement it in shader graph, but like, even I can do it. And I'm almost, I mean, I can read this, but like, real equation notation, I am basically illiterate. In fact, life is yours. If I was going to encourage you to learn something in school, it would be to properly read real equations, because I just feel beyond, like, when it's written like this and it's written like code, no problem. But I bet if we search for spherical harmonics on Wikipedia, it just takes me so long. It's like I have to translate from another language when I see this. Yeah, I mean, sometimes can we look this up in the Wikipedia for English speakers. I actually would like to learn how real spherical harmonics work. But man, I mean, I think I know all these things. But wait, this is like y sub, is that lambda to the mu power? I don't know. I always forget this. This means like the sum of. This one? I forgot what this big epsilon means. What does the epsilon mean? Is that an epsilon? It's like a sum over a series. No, I need... Yeah, it's the sum of every iteration. Okay. I just never remember that stuff. Because I just search around until somebody has just done it in code, and then I can figure it out. But the... I'm bad at it. I'm bad at... I mean, I could go through this and really figure out what it meant, I guess. But man... I wish these equations were all just like written in C. Wait, that's not epsilon? What is this? That's not epsilon? What is this? Did I look up the wrong thing? Oh, that's not epsilon. What is that? What is that symbol? Symbols and equations. It's just called sum. Oh, I thought. Okay, sorry. See how bad I am? Because I just never deal with that. Yeah, it really does just mean summation. You're right. That's all it means. But what is that symbol called? Sigma. That's a sigma. Duh. Yeah, I know that. It's a sigma. I was thinking it was epsilon because it's vaguely E-shaped, but it's, so is epsilon, but epsilon's curvy, right? Got some nice curves. So is it just sum because it's sigma? Sum for sigma? Sigma.no? What am I want to load. That's not a cool Norwegian website you sent me? Yeah, so it just means like every time you do a thing, you do this for every iteration, right? I'm just bad at that. It just takes me too long. Because it's one of those things I don't do often enough, I guess. Maybe I should make an effort to understand the underlying algorithms for stuff. There's a delta. There's an epsilon. That's an epsilon, right? Bad at math. Oh, cool. Do I need a Norwegian high school math book? We're gonna learn how this works. We're gonna learn how everything works. Oh man, but that just reminded me that I'm mad at YouTube for messing up all my videos. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, let's just, I'm gonna take a brief break and get a drink of water, and then I think we're just gonna render this and be done, and then I'm gonna lay down on the floor and be angry at YouTube for a little while. So I will return in a few moments. Excuse me, please. Keep a moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's a devil, not a man. Then he spreads the burning sands with water. Dan, can you see that big green tree with the water running free? Then it's waiting there for you and me. The night is cool and I'm a fool. Each star's a pool of water. Cool water, water. But then at dawn I wake and yawn and carry on to water. Cool, clear water. Water. Okay, what are we doing? We're just gonna capture this, and we're just gonna hope we get good RNG. We could start seeding these things, but we really could start doing that. Maybe we should start doing that. Okay, we are recorder window. This is take 5, right? We also need to change where we're dumping this stuff, though. Because we want to go to you and you and here. Is that where I just said to go? Because I don't think it is. I just said go here, here, here. We should go in here. Oh, not the project. Oh, I can't say where they go. Oh, you go. How about here? Take 5. Game view. Match window size. Yeah. Okay. So let's just hope we get good RNG. And go. Big start. Come on. Oh yeah, we did. Wait, yeah. The start is hard coded, so it's fine. And that was a weird jump. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on these jumps. I feel like we're not putting our best foot forward here. We're not like getting great variety. Yeah, bad. I feel like we're getting bad RNG. Well, that was a weird one. Ever gotten that one before? Our variety has not been good. We've been like pretty high frequency on most of these. I'm gonna say that was a bad take. I think we gotta do take 5 again. I'm not into that take. And we need to watch it in Premiere. Just gotta feel it in my bones. Okay, that's better variety this time. Oh, we got another one of these. A little bit boring. This is like ghostly gummy bears. Ghostly coronavirus. Ghostly bell pepper. Now it's garlic. Now it's a bell pepper. That one's pretty. Look at that jellyfish. You're practicing hands together skills. Do you know, can you do those kinds of... I used to do a fair number of piano exercises. My favorite are these. The, this one, the School of Velocity. No, that's a song. What am I thinking of? It's the same exercises that you've heard a million times. Maybe it's from the same... This one, the Hanon Virtuoso Pianist, I think. I guess I purchased this in 2006. So the theory behind this, and I don't know if this really stands out, but my understanding of the theory behind these exercises is that through these 60 exercises, your fingers have to do every possible, like, it's not really true, but this is the pitch, is that through these 60 exercises, you do like a huge number of variations of movements with all your fingers, lots of different intervals, lots of different patterns, and that these 60 exercises supposedly get you prepared for almost any kinds of patterns that you encounter in other movement. I probably explained that poorly, but I think that's the general idea behind this. I actually really like piano exercises personally because they can be really kind of meditative and repetitive. I think you want to have headphones on when you do that so you don't annoy everybody. I don't even think I made it through all 60. One day I'll get a full-size piano and I'll try again. But these are pretty fun because they're like, I don't know, you feel like you're leveling up a little bit as you progress through them. Okay, we captured this and we're just going to call it okay. We're just going to say we did well, we did reasonably well. I'm going to find some jams to go with this. I feel like we've done this one a little bit of a disservice by not finding a better way to present it. That's my feeling at the moment. Okay, can we just find these? Oh shoot, how am I going to be able to find what's what? One. That seems right? Relocate everything automatically. Good job, Premiere. Good job. Okay, so now let's add what am I doing? How do I do it? Why can I not remember how to do this? Wow. It's like freeform view. Okay, nice little list. But can't I just, okay, yeah, import. Losing my mind a little bit. Okay, studies, recordings, that was take 5. We actually don't want the first one. So we'll start with this. And we will want a new sequence. Oh, I'm calling these take 6 and not something better. So I don't understand why the orders are ridiculous. Okay, let's make some bends too, because I don't... How are we gonna know where anything is? It's gonna be hard. So you're from the first, and you're from the first. Can you not scroll down there? That's really stupid. Is there really no way to drag these things to a thing that's not on the screen? Wow, remember when I said good job, Premiere, a minute ago? I take it back 100%. Okay, study. So this bin is this take, and the song is what? J sweeps. So like drag you and let you go and drag you again? Boo. Study number 2 was this one, right? Can't even scroll with the mouse wheel. Okay. Study 2 has you. And the song is Space Racer. Space Racer. Okay. Study 3 was this guy, right? Oops. It's probably like momentarily loud sounds, sorry. Wait, where did I put those? Did I put those in the wrong place? 33. Where did those... I accidentally put them in study 1. Falling apart over here. Okay, get down here. Get inside study 3. Good. You're this tape. You're this song. You're Space Racer. That's not the right study. This one. Your Sound of Aging. Study 3, Sound of Aging. Okay. We're doing great. Should have done this along the way. Study 4 was Kaleidoscope Friend. And we know it's this song because it's the only song. Okay, is that all that actually correct? Indigo. Okay, and now study 5. Okay, so first thing is this is dumb, and let's try to make it less dumb. And say interpret footage, and say not an absurd fraction for ancient tech specs. Let's say 30 frames per second. And now let's open this and drop this in, and let's change the settings to our better frame rate. It should be exactly 1 minute long. Okay, that seems like that's not a terrible cut. Let's fade it in and fade it out, even though we don't really need to because they're going to cut anyway. And then let's find a jam. I hope that's actually true. Are those going to like... Okay. Newest jam. YouTube audio library, whatever you're called. What's the audio library? Library? Is this the library? No. Oh, what is it called? I go here every day. You would think I would know it, but apparently not. Okay, this. Turn off pretzel. Lower the desktop audio so we don't kill Life is Yours. And then we want attribution not required. We want mood. Calm. Genre. I mean, I feel like we keep picking these weird electronica things, but let's just keep doing that. Oops. Okay. Brain melt. That's not good. That's not bad. Sunday. are very calm. Stasis attempt. I wouldn't describe many of these as calm. What if they're dark? Trophy wife. Portal trip. I think this is the one. Might be the one. Oh, that's not the one. Sad? Chamomile. This is the one. This is it. What's it called? Clean break. Okay, so now we need downloads. To a place with audio. Clean break. And let's just, what happens if we just end it where it ends? It's got a long tail. I really like that. Is this the right song? Is that what we were listening to? Doesn't seem right. Let's try this again. Maybe that's the wrong song. Maybe it's the one above it. We were dancing hip hop, dark. Is it gone forever? No, we said sad. It was sad. Maybe it was dark matter. I meant to get that, not clean break. Okay. That's better. Okay, clean break, you're fine song, but you're not what I'm looking for. Dark matter, clean break, just get out of here. Clear it, get it out of here. Nobody likes you, okay. Somebody probably likes that song. It's fine, just know what I'm looking for. Okay, can we just end this at your ending? That's what I would like to happen. And really we should try to time it with the beat so that since we have all these transitions, but Oh, it's really bad not being on the beat. What can we do about that? I mean, you can just guess something like this. Or we can try to line one up here, but then there's no reason to assume that they would continue to align forever. But maybe as long as the first one does, it'll be okay. Ugh, it's really bad if they don't. Man. What did I do? Every 5 seconds? Maybe every 5 seconds. So we could like try to find out. Ugh, we could try to make some assumptions about when these would happen. This song's just, it's just such a rhythmic. 909. Like roughly every 3 seconds, but not quite every 3 seconds. I mean, it is about every 3 seconds. So how do we do the thing where we Premiere nudge track keyboard. Left and right 1 frame. Command left arrow right arrow. Matter which tool I have. Alt? It's Alt. Okay. So if we, for example, could get like right on 2, and then we found what looked like a good, yeah, like real strong moment. Actually, we really want that to be at 3. If we're going to do these every 3 seconds. Okay. But then does that mean the next one is at 6? It's really close. But not that close. Man. We could certainly put in fractions. It's really close to 3 seconds, but it seems a little longer. I don't remember how to do anything. If I split this here, and then I find like, yeah, it's 0.02. It's like 1/15. Like 3.06 seconds, something like that. Something like this. I guess we'll just render a new one. I hope I did that math correctly, but I kind of feel like I didn't. We'll see. We can tweak it a little if we need to. Who's heating it up over there? It's like the heat's dancing with the butterfly. Some people are actually using heat. Someone wrote me some touch designer artists are using it. I also got my, another thing to deal with. Got the AWS bill. I finally used up all my AWS credit. So I need to move heat. We got to get it off AWS. It's way too expensive. Anything to see? I don't know. I need it. Someone just wrote me about trying to get it to work with Touch Designer, and then they said they got it to work. So now I'm going to ask them about their stream. Oh, you're forbidden to watch any stream that isn't mine, of course, but maybe we could ask somebody else to go. You would never. Is that true? I don't feel like that's exactly true. Grimbone, oh my gosh, you're live, and your name is impossible to read. How are things in Australia? Another anonymous, good grief. This anonymous donor is really out of control. And no, the answer is no. If you stream, you can't watch your own stream. That is actually forbidden. Oh, the auto mod is on. I just allowed you to say a swear word. Is it cold? Well, I mean, cold is better than on fire, right? Is that an improvement? It sounds like an improvement to me. Okay, we want to undo this little slice and dice maneuver we just did. And we want to just try to find... Well, let's try this first and just see if we're like in the ballpark. Also, turn down the audio. Sorry, that's probably super loud. It gets that cold in Australia? I guess I didn't know it got that cold in Australia. Well, that was wrong. That was just, everything about that was wrong. Everything about what I just did was so wrong. Why was it that wrong? What did I do? That was the wrong take. Good grief. Good grief, everyone. What a mess. Oh, it's still autumn there, right? Autumnal? Good grief, Charlie Brown. It's true. I forgot that thing auto increments. That's nobody's fault but my own. So that's really, you go away and you get renamed. And then we come back to Premiere, and hopefully we feel like a little more in control of our lives. That looks pretty good. That looks very early. So that doesn't actually look good. Like that's kind of what we would want. It's right there, right? Boop. That wasn't bad. Unfortunately, if I'm off, it's just going to magnify over time. I feel like RNG was not kind to us this time. Yeah, those two are really similar. Okay, so that was not terrible. I think the timing was actually quite good. So either we could double that period, that interval, and just only change every other one. But I actually kind of like it on the beat. I think that helps hide that's good. I wasn't thinking of that really, but like in terms of using audio. But like I was talking about before, if we're gonna have these pops, we want them to read as cuts, not as pops. And I think that real percussive moment in the audio helps us accomplish that. So. But I kind of want to build it. I kind of want to do another one. I feel like we got too many that were too similar that time. I'm feeling good about the interval and the audio. So let's go here. Let's do this again, but let's go. This is supposed to be take 5. Okay, we need to like. Can you make a sacrifice to the random number generator? Is there a way to get good RNG? Is that possible? Is that something we can do? Okay, good. No whammies. Good RNG. So yeah, let's just say a nice little. Whoa, that was cool. I've never had that before. Okay, interesting start. That one's like, we get a lot of these. Okay, but that was at least different enough to really. We got a little teddy bear in there. Well, that one was not good. But maybe it's okay to have one bad, weird one. That one's pretty intense. Okay, those were very similar. That was a good one. Oh, we haven't really. Ooh. Little space turn up again. No, that was nice. Okay, that one was. What even was that one? That one. Okay, gosh, this one was great, and that one was so lame. That was astounding. I was gonna say that we were good, and then we had that one that was terrible. Man. Okay, let's just run it again. Take 5. We can do this. I can do this all day. Do this all day long. Random number generator. Okay, we start with ripples. We get in like inside out, like multi-dimensional 4-leaf clovers. Dancing fairies. Okay, good. Some kind of radial butterfly. I don't know what that. Oh, that's someone trying to escape from a sack. Some sort of undulating. I don't know. Okay, I've seen that melon before. Maybe it's a squash. A dancing ballerina. Good. It's like Tinkerbell. Another Tinkerbell. Now we thought it was going to be the ghost of a bell pepper. This is was an avocado, but now I don't know what it is. That's a multi-dimensional gummy bear again. I don't know. It looks like a sea anemone. More multi-dimensional gummy bears. More butterfly fairies. A radial multi-dimensional gummy bear. Okay, that one's pretty good. Whoa. I like this one. Okay. I feel pretty good about that one. It wasn't the best. It was pretty even, you know? It didn't have super high highs, but it also didn't have super low lows. It didn't have a lot of overall variety, but I think from clip to clip it had reasonable variety. So I think I'm ready to call that like that one. So let's just, there's a button I can push. The button is weird. It's a backtick. Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. I think it's okay. I think we did okay. Let's do what? Let's save. Wait, did I just close Premiere? I just closed the program that I needed to be in. That's fine. Wait, don't. Okay. Export you, and we've been doing 12 megabit and 16 megabit, 30 FPS, everything appears nominal, except let's crank this a little bit, just a touch, and let's export it. It's like I'm in a cage when you do that. It's like I'm in particle jail. What if I started doing, I'm not going to say it. Okay, I'll say it. What if we do this though? I was about to say, what if I started doing optical flow on my webcam image so I could like move my arms around and spread those all around and like knock them around so you could put up particles and then I could bat them around and that would be kind of cool. But then I remembered I've got a leap motion on the way. So what if you could spawn these particles and then I could like bring up the old hands, do some tricks, do some tickling, tickle the old ivories, tickle the old heat particles, whatever we call these. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, we made a video film. Grambone. Those are particles. Okay, take 6. I know we watched this 700 times, but, you know, let's watch it 701 times. It is pretty amazing that with some post-processing, you kind of lose the fact that these are individual particles. Getting some lines in this one, but these look pretty solid. Oh my gosh, we did it. We made a film. We made a short film called Why is that called Take 6? Why did I do that? That was study number 5, right? Because we did the one thing and then, yeah, why would I call this? What am I? Take 5. Okay. So, I really miss Juke Deck. We got to figure something out. We got to figure out a way to make some AI procedural music. I mean, that song in particular sounded like just relatively easy to a couple synths, a couple pads, some kind of arpeggiation, and just play it, have it go, change the chord every once in a while. Doesn't seem too bad, but I really liked free AI, not free machine learning music. I just really liked Juke Deck. I thought it was cool, man. Build an AR composer, machine learning for hackers. Open AI jukebox, is that a thing or is that a question? The thing, so what Juke, oh, is that different than Juke Deck? Oh, is this what I want? Grimbone, is this what I wanted? April 30th, 2020? Some curated samples. Oh, crazy. You give it a style of someone. Should we try some of these? Is it? I mean, this seems not too far away. So this seems like it's trained on specific musicians, though, but maybe it doesn't have to do that. Re-renditions. Completions. Hip-hop and style of Tupac. Oh, wait, are there lyrics? All can know it's gonna be alright. I don't really need. I want lyrics. I mean, this seems cool. So this is trained on. That seems pretty cool. So, but it's okay. So this is trained on. That's kind of impressive that it has the lyrics, though. Cool. Life is yours. Why would you? I love country music. I'm gonna sing you a country music song right now. Pick a country music song. I was just thinking of one that was Kenny Rogers. It's a fine time. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Okay. How can I use it? I don't want to have to train it, though. Because the cool thing about Juke Decks would, yeah. So country music, no good. What are you talking about? I like both kinds I like both kinds of music. I like country and Western. So this seems awesome. It's not quite as flexible as I want, although maybe I could use it to make something as flexible as I want. But the cool thing about Juke Deck is you just went to Juke Deck and you said, give me a genre, give me a duration, give me like the time at which to build. There is this TensorFlow magenta. I looked at some of this stuff. Is this from Google? Didn't Google make this? Or is Magenta its own thing now? Oh, that's weird. Ableton Live built on Magenta's open source. That's cool. So you can just like open Ableton Live, and then just give it some. Use these plugins, generate 4 bars. Well, can I hear it? Will you? There's no example. I just have to download it and do it. Okay, now we're gonna. So okay, this is adding drums. Creates drums based on the track. That was cool. Now this video is gonna get like flagged for copyright. That's cool. What about, so the generate plugin, interpolate plugin, continue plugin, groove plugin. I think I'm interested in groove and generate. Oh, grooves, that's sick drums. Okay. Oh, I'm definitely going to get a copyright claim. Somebody saying this is a song they wrote, even though it's generative. Okay, it's not quite what I want. I just want to go back to the old days of 1 year ago. You wrote that? Did you write that? Oh no, you're going to put a copyright claim on my video now? I knew this would happen. Maybe I should have this playing in the background so it looks like I'm doing something interesting if somebody like stops by. I get copyright claims on like every other video. That's an exaggeration, but I'm going to say like every other video. And then it's okay if I exaggerate because I use the word like. There's a bunch of cool Magenta stuff, but not... I want whole songs, man. I don't really care if I get claimed. It's just kind of annoying. I mean, maybe one day if I'm a trillionaire and all my money comes from YouTube advertising, then I'll be upset. Okay, these are the top 10 AI music generators in 2020. And any list that has a... I mean, I actually have a personal policy that I try to avoid anything that is a list. But here we are. Because I'm actually looking for options this time. Amper Music... The easiest, okay. Expensive. Tuning limitations on the trial version. Okay. I did try this one, actually. I kind of forgot about it. Aiva. Well, that's not too terrible. Oh, that sounds not great. It'd be kind of cool if it used cuts and stuff, but I don't know about that. Hum tap. just hum a melody. And we'll generate the entire song using different instruments. Well, that's pretty cool sounding. Amadeus code. Yeah, but it's MIDI and you gotta go through. I just want. I know, I keep saying what I want. Selfish. Selfish person over here. I know, we need it. Maybe we'll just have a stream where we just do an audit of these weird AI things. Fatality. Google's Magenta tool. Chrome Sum Maker. Oh, I tried this actually. Oh, okay. What did we learn about? We learned about this. A sea shanty. Concerned.
Hi, I'm Brad Fry, music supervisor. Technologies and changes too, and I'll take you through all of that in a sec. But first, I want to show you just how easy it is
kissing the microphone?
to create one of these in the first place. Do a sound. After same goes with the. It's.
Okay.
Track a few dB. Problem. In generating. Yeah.
Creating medium in 6 minutes. I don't want to spend 6 minutes. I want to spend 7 seconds. Hum tap.
We create. At HumTap, we blend your creative ideas, your voice with AI. We're making you a star right from your phone. We're building. Shine. Discover. This is the future of mood. We're building a creative eye.
Can you just play some of the music?
And it's been a key part of culture in civilizations across the ages. There's over necessary to release. How does it work?
I just want to hear it. Can you just give me an example?
Personal touch. And you can even invite friends to collaborate in the HumTap app. YouTubers, advertisers, and more to license music from HumTap. If you
I hate you already. Yeah, and that's just none of these. I feel like none of this is doing the thing. None of this is doing the. Like none of that's doing quite what Juke Deck did. R.I.P. Juke Deck. It was too powerful. I saw people saying that maybe TikTok bought it. I don't know if this actually turned out. Okay, I think we're actually done here. We made a video. We're going to post it. Right? So, Draklin, life is yours. Grimbone, thanks for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Maybe we'll stream some games this weekend. How's that sound? Do something else. Something a little different. Okay, anyway. Is my camera too... Wait, have I seemed really short this whole time because my camera was... No, that's wrong too. Am I getting shorter? RuneScape. Are you into RuneScape? I don't know if I'm ready for... I'm not emotionally ready for RuneScape. MMOs are dangerous. They're highly addictive. Okay, I'm really done. I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.